You know what your doctor missed. You know the systems that have been failing inside your body for years. Now the only question that matters is this. What do you actually do about it? Today. Not someday. Not when you feel ready. This is the final video in the series. And it is the one that makes everything else work. Because information without a protocol is just anxiety. You know your liver is under stress. You know your insulin is elevated. You know your cortisol is dysregulated. You know your thyroid is converting at a fraction of optimal. You know your magnesium is depleted. And you have been holding all of that information without a clear daily structure for acting on it. That ends today. What I am about to give you is the complete integrated daily protocol. The exact sequence of actions organized by time of day that addresses all 5 systems simultaneously. Not 5 separate protocols. One protocol. One day. Everything working together. The first thing you need to understand before I give you the specific steps is why sequence matters as much as the actions themselves. Your body runs on timing. Cortisol peaks at 8 in the morning and should drop through the day to a minimum at midnight. Insulin is most sensitive in the morning and becomes progressively more resistant as the day goes on. Your liver does its deepest repair work between 1 and 3 in the morning. Thyroid hormone conversion peaks in the mid-morning when cortisol is declining from its peak. Magnesium is best absorbed and most needed in the evening when your nervous system needs to transition from active to restful. If you take the right actions at the wrong times, you undermine the very systems you are trying to fix. The protocol I am giving you works with these rhythms rather than against them. The morning block runs from the moment you wake until approximately 9 in the morning. Step 1. Within 5 minutes of waking, get outside and expose your eyes to natural light for a minimum of 5 minutes. No sunglasses. No window glass between you and the sky. This single action triggers the healthy morning cortisol peak that programs your entire hormonal day. Without it, cortisol fails to peak properly in the morning and surges at night instead. This is the root of the 3 a.m. waking pattern. It is also the trigger for optimal thyroid hormone release timing and the signal that resets your insulin sensitivity clock for the day. Step 2. Do not consume caffeine for the first 90 minutes after waking. Your cortisol is naturally elevated in this window, and doing the work caffeine normally compensates for. Consuming caffeine during peak cortisol builds caffeine tolerance and disrupts the natural hormonal arc of your day. Wait 90 minutes. Then have your first coffee if you choose to. Step 3. Within the first hour of waking, take your selenium. 200 micrograms of selenomethionine taken in the morning supports the deiodinase enzyme that converts inactive T4 into active T3 in your liver. Taking it in the morning aligns with the mid-morning window when thyroid conversion activity is highest. Step 4. Eat your first meal within 2 hours of waking and make it protein dominant. 30 to 40 grams of protein at your first meal activates glucagon and suppresses the insulin spike that a carbohydrate-dominant breakfast creates. This sets your blood sugar stability for the entire day. Eggs, salmon, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake are all appropriate. Avoid juice, cereal, toast, and fruit alone in the morning. These create an immediate insulin spike that dysregulates blood sugar for the following 4 to 6 hours. The midday block runs from approximately 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Step 5. Take your berberine with your lunch. 500 mg of berberine taken with your largest meal activates the AMPK enzyme that improves insulin sensitivity in the same way as metformin but without the pharmaceutical side effects. Berberine is the single most powerful non-pharmaceutical intervention for insulin resistance that exists, and its effect is strongest when taken with a meal that contains carbohydrates. Step 6. Walk for 10 to 15 minutes after lunch. Post-meal walking activates GLUT4 transporters in your muscles that pull glucose directly out of the bloodstream independent of insulin. This is the fastest way to flatten the post-meal blood sugar spike and reduce the insulin demand on your pancreas. This single habit consistently practiced reduces fasting insulin by 15 to 25% over 8 weeks without any other dietary change. Step 7. Cut all caffeine at noon. Not 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m. Noon. The half-life of caffeine is 5 to 7 hours. A coffee at 1 p.m. means half of that caffeine is still active in your system at 8 or 9 in the evening, elevating cortisol precisely when it needs to be declining and disrupting the deep sleep your liver needs for repair. Did you know that over 80% of the people watching this channel are not subscribed? This is the final video in the series. Everything we have covered across 10 videos is being handed to you right now in a single daily structure. If this series has genuinely changed how you understand your own body, a subscription takes 1 second. It costs nothing. And it tells me this work matters enough to continue making. Hit subscribe. Then the afternoon and evening protocol. The afternoon block runs from 2 in the afternoon until approximately 7 in the evening. Step 8. If you do resistance training, do it in the afternoon between 2 and 6 p.m. This is when your body temperature is highest, when your muscles are most responsive to training stimulus, and when the cortisol spike from exercise has the longest time to decline before sleep. Never do intense training after 7 p.m. The elevated cortisol from a late evening workout will suppress melatonin, raise your body temperature, and destroy the sleep quality your liver depends on. Walking is the only appropriate movement after 7 p.m. Step 9. Eat your last meal before 7 p.m. Evening eating raises blood sugar, which raises insulin, which raises cortisol, which disrupts sleep, which impairs liver repair, which slows thyroid conversion, which worsens insulin resistance the next morning. Every component of this cascade connects directly to what we have covered in this series. Your last meal should be protein and healthy fat dominant. 0 refined carbohydrates after 6 p.m. The evening block runs from 7 p.m. until sleep. Step 10. At 9 p.m. switch all screens to night mode or put them down entirely. The melanopsin receptors in your eyes detect blue light after dark and signal your brain that it is still daytime. This suppresses melatonin and keeps cortisol elevated into the night. This single change to your evening has the fastest visible impact on sleep quality of anything in this protocol. Most people notice the difference in the first 3 nights. Step 11. 1 hour before sleep, take your magnesium glycinate. 300 to 400 milligrams. This is the most important supplement in the entire protocol, taken at the most important time. Magnesium glycinate at night directly supports GABA receptor function, which allows your nervous system to transition from active to restful. It suppresses the late evening cortisol spike. It supports the deep liver repair that happens between 1 and 3 a.m. It prevents the 3 a.m. waking pattern. And it provides the magnesium that your insulin receptors, thyroid enzymes, and adrenal cortisol response all require to function the following morning. Step 12. Ashwagandha 300 to 600 milligrams taken alongside your magnesium glycinate. This reduces cortisol by an average of 27.9% over 60 days and directly improves the quality of the first half of sleep when growth hormone and liver repair activity are highest. Here is the complete daily summary. Morning. Sunlight within 5 minutes. No caffeine for 90 minutes. Selenium 200 micrograms. Protein dominant first meal. Midday. Berberine 500 milligrams with lunch. 10 to 15 minute post-meal walk. No caffeine afternoon. Afternoon and evening. Resistance training between 2 and 6 p.m. only. Last meal before 7 p.m. Protein and fat dominant. Night mode on all screens at 9 p.m. Magnesium glycinate 300 to 400 milligrams 1 hour before sleep. Ashwagandha 300 to 600 milligrams alongside magnesium. Now the timeline for what to expect. In the first 7 days you will notice your sleep improving. The 3 a.m. waking will begin to reduce or stop entirely. Your afternoon energy will stabilize. You will notice fewer sugar cravings in the afternoon hours. These are the first signs that cortisol rhythm is being restored and magnesium reserves are beginning to refill. In weeks 2 through 4 your fasting insulin will begin to drop measurably. The post-meal energy crashes that you may have normalized will stop. Brain fog will lift noticeably. If you have been experiencing hair loss, the rate will slow. Body temperature will begin to stabilize. These are signs that thyroid conversion is improving and insulin sensitivity is being restored. In weeks 4 through 8 you will begin to see changes in body composition that diet and exercise alone could not produce before. Belly fat that was unresponsive will begin to move. This is the most concrete confirmation that the hormonal environment has genuinely shifted. By week 8 retest your fasting insulin. If it has dropped by 20% or more, the protocol is working. Retest your free T3 if you had it tested. If it has moved toward the upper third of the reference range, your thyroid conversion is improving. These are the numbers that tell the truth. Not how you feel. Not what the scale says. The actual numbers in your blood work. This series started with your liver and ended with an integrated daily protocol that addresses 5 interconnected systems simultaneously. Everything connects. Liver health determines how much active T3 your body produces. Insulin sensitivity determines whether your cells can respond to that T3. Cortisol rhythm determines whether T4 converts to T3 or to the blocking reverse T3. Magnesium determines whether all of these systems have the mineral foundation they require to function. And thyroid function determines the metabolic speed at which everything else operates. You have been trying to fix individual symptoms for years. This protocol fixes the system that produces them. Start tonight. Comment below with the one step from this protocol that you are committing to starting today. Write it in the comments. That commitment matters. This is general educational content only. Always consult your physician before making changes to your health regimen or supplement routine. Thank you for watching this entire series. See you in the next one.